Hello, this is Karia and I have another video for you today. This video will be a thank you video. There will be it's front facing, so there's that. The other thing is I am in shock. I'm a little nervous. We have reached over 10,000 subscribers, which is crazy. I did not at all think that it would happen. I don't know what I was thinking, but I didn't see it happening this year, and it happened, and it was crazy, and I just okay, I am just like speechless. I have a whole list of people to thank because I don't want to forget anybody's name. But if you guys are new to the channel, I started this channel in the middle of the night in, I want to say 2015. Yes, 20, because it's 2017 now. It's 2015. It was in the middle of the night. It was just like tonight where I couldn't sleep. I was like, my mind was racing, and I just remembered at the time that there was a bunch of questions on Facebook, and it was always the same few questions. And I just did some quick videos to try to answer those questions. And my channel at the time was mainly focused on knitting and spinning. And then all of a sudden, those videos just started getting so many views. I was like, okay, I'll do more. And then I did more, and then I did more. And then here we are. So this is crazy. So thank you guys so much. It has been an amazing journey. You guys have been so wonderful to me. I am just absolutely humbled. And I might be a little bit more nervous than normal, and because I'm filming on my phone, I always forget that I'm supposed to look here, even though my face is there. So if it looks like I'm looking in the wrong direction, that's why. I do apologize in advance for that. Okay, so before we start, because I don't want to forget, I have so many people to thank. I do absolutely not want to forget. Let's see, we have Miss Josh, who's been a fan she was one of the first people to start following my channel once I started doing adult coloring, as opposed to doing the knitting and the crochet videos. I mean, I've done some like off-topic things where I've talked about it, but it's turned into mainly a coloring channel. So she was one of the first people to follow me. She has been a fan. She's now a patron. She's super amazing. Then there is Amy. Amy, we talk all the time now, so that's pretty awesome. Melissa J. Anyway, there is also my fairy godmother, general troublemaker, all around, just havoc on two legs. Laura, I can't with you, Laura. Laura M, who is just, I can't with her. I can't with her. She had this long list of things she wanted me to call her, but it got narrowed down to general troublemaker. Oh, I just tapped the mic. I'm sorry about that. General troublemaker and fairy godmother Laura, but there was more. And I want to give a special shout out to Coloring for Adults, and I think I have your channel name right. I wrote it down, but I feel like I wrote it down wrong. So if that's correct, thank you so much. I got a recent shout out from her, and my channel has been growing a lot since then. So I will give a link to her channel up there. Actually, it's up there because this is the reverse. So that's weird. So it's up there. So I'll give a link to her channel up there. Thank everybody who has gone through, and I said it before, and have been so generous and have used my Amazon wish list. That's been pretty amazing, and I'm so impressed. And if you go to the Amazon wish list now, somebody commented on this, and it's funny because if you go to the Amazon wish list now, most of the items there are, not all of them, but a lot of the items are sort of higher price, sort of like $20, $20, $30. That's because you guys have purchased like the things that I really wanted and needed in the other price ranges. Like you guys just went and you guys just like, I'm absolutely humbled. You guys just did it and you guys just took care of it, and it's been so amazing. So that's the reason why that's like that. Then I also want to thank obviously the patrons. everybody who has been so supportive, especially in the comments. I have always made it a priority to try to reply to as many comments as I possibly can, and that's going to continue. But as the channel has grown, I've gotten even more and more comments, so sometimes it takes me a few days to get to your comment. So if I forget to reply to your comment, then that's probably why it's taken me a few days to get to all the comments. But I will still keep doing that for as long as I am able. As the channel grows, there's going to be more and more comment, and it's going to be harder and harder to reply to every single comment, but I will still try to do that. All right. So now I have my notes here. Okay. So I want to talk about, 2017. One of my big things that I started, I did a big sort of haul video at the start of 2017, and there'll be a link to that. That was from, I think, no, it was actually at the end of 2016, I think. So in that video, I talked about, well, like, what I wanted to do for 2017. And one of the main things that I wanted to do for 2017 was I really wanted to focus on getting more affordable art supplies, because I was worried that I didn't have enough of that on the channel being reviewed and being talked about. So I hope that I did that. And I still have some more affordable art supplies that I am still going to be reviewing. It's not going to change. But I wanted to make sure that that was a priority, and that became a habit of mine, and that I figured out a way to review affordable art supplies, giving them a fair shot and trying to, sort of talk about their limitations, but also talk about their benefits, and sort of help people understand how to use them in a way that maximizes their dollars. So I hope that I did that, and I hope that the way that I'm doing reviews now is very helpful for that. But if you guys have questions or suggestions on that, let me know down in the comments. So that was for 2017, and I'm still going to try to keep that up for 2017. One thing that I want to add for 2018 is I feel like I've done a lot of really good reviews for the products that people mainly wanted to see. And I'm still going to keep doing reviews, especially as new and amazing coloring book artists show up. But I do want to try to focus more on tutorials and to try to get more tutorials to you guys. I feel like I didn't get as many tutorials done this year as I would have liked. One of the things that I did change this year, and I will probably keep that up for next year, is when I first started, I was literally doing one video like 6 weeks or something crazy like that. And then I started doing them like 3 times a week. And then I got sick, and so blah, blah, blah. And then I went on vacation over the past summer, and I started doing them once to twice a week. And I was so happy with the videos that I made over the summer that sort of became the new thing for the channel, is to do them 1 to 2 a week instead of 2 to 3 a week. And what that let me do is it let me focus on things in greater depth and greater detail. And I found myself being really happy with that. So my goal is to try to continue that for 2018. But again, if you guys would like to see videos more often, let me know down in the comments. So that's sort of another thing that I'd like to continue for 2018. So tutorials, continuing to do those videos 1 to 2 a week, and just to give you guys like a little bit more depth. Because, you know, like one thing that I try to do, and that I've always tried to do when I started this channel, that's the other thing. The other reason for this video too is I wanted to talk about one of the questions that I get asked every so often is people ask me, you know, how did I get so many subscribers, and or how do companies send you stuff, or questions like that. And so I'm going to try to answer that in this video, in the middle of talking about all those plans. Trust me, it'll all fit. Like, you just got to follow with me. Just stay with me. So anyway, with that in mind, I feel like one of the things that I try to do is I try to watch my videos, when I edit them. I try to watch, you know, like when I edit them, I try to watch them straight through, and I try to watch them at least once, usually twice, before, after I upload them, but before I make them public. And the point of that is so that I can make sure that as I'm watching it, I'm entertained and I'm not bored. And if I'm bored listening to me, then, you know, I usually go back and I either reshoot or I do some editing. So I try to make sure that what I'm doing is worth your time. And so I found that doing those videos once to twice a week, that I was able to produce content that I was happier with and that I felt was more worth your time. But again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think. So that is, the goal for 2018. All right. So next thing is also with that in mind, in terms of doing more tutorials. Right now, I do a lot of, I've talked about this in the past, how I do a lot of the filming on my back, on my floor. And so my back is starting to hurt more and more. So I'm thinking about possibly doing an Indiegogo to get a real setup, like to get a real camera, to get a real mic. I mean, it doesn't have to be a super expensive mic. It doesn't have to be a super expensive camera. But just because I've been using my phone and my phone has been working great. But just so that, to get some kind of table set up. And it's a little bit more complicated than it seems, because you're just like, well, why can't you just go to the store and get a folding table? And trust me, I have looked everywhere for a folding table, and I'm going to have to get something either specifically made or from a place that's not as affordable as where I would normally shop for these kinds of things, because I have such limitations on space. So it has to be a very specific size. Like, it has to be big enough to hold the tripod, but small enough to fit in my tiny New York apartment. And a lot of what I'm finding that's sort of like mass market is not really that quite size. So anyway, so all that in mind is I'm thinking about possibly doing, and you guys will let me know down in the comments what you guys think about doing, maybe an Indiegogo or GoFundMe with the specific goal of buying specific equipment to sort of just help with my back, and to just sort of make sure that I can keep doing this, and that I can keep doing this in a way that you guys will enjoy, and in a way that, that helps me stay healthy, so that, so like I said, I can keep doing this. But again, let me know down in the comments what you guys think about the possibility of doing something like that. It's not going to be for like, $10,000 or whatever, like looking at everything. I was looking at possibly maybe $1,000, maybe $1,500, like very sort of, manageable, so that, it would be a thing where if every other person gave like $1, we could do it, so not necessarily huge sums of money, but just enough to get specific equipment, to get specific things done. So I'm thinking about that. I've never used either one of those platforms, so I would have to sort of like learn how they work, and then, whatever. So you guys can let me know down in the comments. Speaking about money, when I put out the call over towards the end of the summer, and I let you guys know that it would have really helped me to have some more direct financial support from you guys. I was so impressed and so humbled by your response to that, and I did not realize. Okay, I may start crying. I didn't realize what a weight it had been on my marriage and my life until it was lifted. And it has been so much easier and so much less stressful for me since I put that call out, and since you guys have been responding to that. And I don't even know how to explain. Like, it's one of those things where I didn't notice that it was an issue in our marriage until it was no longer an issue. Like, if that makes any sense. And especially, it's just been so much easier, like having a regular source of like steady income. Like and it's not even a lot of money. Like, it's literally like I'm getting like 60 something dollars a month from, Patreon. And even that has made a huge difference So I really want to thank you guys over on Patreon. If you have not joined Patreon, consider joining Patreon. I also have Coffee now, which will let you guys make a one-time donation of, I think, like $3 through PayPal. So that's an option too, if you guys would like to support. And I understand, trust me, I understand that not everybody will be able to support at all. And that's part of the reason why when people do support, it means so much, because I know that it is, it is something extra that people have looked at their budgets and decided that out of all the things in the world to buy, they want to give me $5 a month. And that means so much to me. Emotionally, it's meant a big deal to me, because it reminds me that, it reminds me that I have people who value what I do enough that they will put their money on it. And that's kind of, I don't know. All right. Anyway. All right. I'm okay. So I definitely have been appreciative of the financial support that I've gotten from you guys. And I don't want to get into a situation where you guys feel like I'm abusing your kindness in any way. So that's been my reluctance with setting up like an Indiegogo or whatever. Especially since, the output of the video, you don't see my back pain, you don't see anything. So the way the video has been looking great, but it's definitely been a problem on the back. And I would really, really like to do other kinds of videos that I can't really do with my current setup. So that's an idea. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Like I said, I'm reluctant about it because you guys have given me so much already, and I can't, I don't know. Anyway. So let me know down in the comments what you guys think about that. Okay. Going back to the thing we talked about earlier, how a lot of people say, how do you get to 10K? What happened? First of all, number one, it wasn't overnight. And number two, some people do blow up overnight and you get featured in, Good Morning America or whatever, and you blow up overnight. That was not the case for me. Certainly I have had people mention my channel on their blogs or on their YouTube channels, and then I will get a spike in subscribers and I'll get a whole bunch of new people, and that is always wonderful, and I'm so appreciative of that. So how did I get to 10K? So the number one thing, well, not number one, but I would say it's a tie for number one, and this is going to be controversial, and if you've heard other people's, how they made it big on YouTube, well, I don't think I made it big, but I think I made it entry-level medium. Entry-level medium. That's what I'm called. I'm going to call it entry-level medium. How I got to this point. There is a certain amount of luck involved, and people hate hearing it, and they think that it intimates that that they didn't do any hard work, and I don't think that at all. Obviously, you have to work. Obviously, you absolutely have to put in the work. You have to put in the hours. You have to do a lot of people I have seen, and it's not necessarily a criticism, but it's the kind of thing where somebody comes in and they might watch one video, but they might not subscribe. I've seen a lot of people where they don't really do their own research, and it feels like their video is basically just a rehash of what we've all already seen. So you have to put in the work to do that sort of thing. You have to put in the work to do the research. You have to put in the work, especially somebody check out somebody like Eve's Vault. If you haven't seen Eve's Vault, and I talk about that a lot, but check out one of her early videos, and then check out what she put in last week. And you can see how much work she's put into it. You can see how much progress she's made. You can see how hard she's worked. And I tried to do that in my videos. If you go back and you look at, and that's part of the reason why I did an updated Prismacolor and an updated Polychromos review, because if you go back and you look at my early colored pencil reviews, they are definitely not as comprehensive as my more recent colored pencil reviews. So so I got this new system of doing the reviews, and you know, they show up, and then when I want to review these Polychromos pencils, I really wanted them to show the updated sort of system that I developed, you know, based on my experiences and based on like what the kinds of things that I wanted to know and the kinds of things that I went back and I looked at the old videos and I felt like, okay, this didn't really answer this question, or this really didn't answer that question. So that's part of it too. It's definitely a lot of work in the background, but there is some luck, and I understand it's going to be controversial, and I understand some people won't like it. But for example, just to give you an example, one of my favorite YouTube channels is Healthcare Triage. One of my other favorite YouTube channels is MKBHD. MKBHD, I think, just passed 4 million subscribers, or was it 5 million? He just passed either 4 million or 5 million subscribers, and he does amazing tech reviews. You should check out his tech reviews. I don't buy most of the stuff he reviews, but I like watching his reviews on them. And Healthcare Triage is a sort of like Healthcare Triage. It's extremely unlikely that Healthcare Triage, being what it is, will ever get to 4 million subscribers. It's not that they're not working hard. It's just that that's not the kind of draw that type of video gets. So there's a certain amount of like how popular your topic is and whether or not you can land on a popular topic. So when I started doing the adult coloring channels, they started being more popular, and I sort of rode in with that because, like I said, I had been doing knitting and spinning videos, and then I shifted to doing adult coloring videos just as it was starting to pick up in popularity. And I think now it's definitely starting to wane, but now I have the base, now I have you guys. So anyway, so that's one thing. So that's two things. The other thing that I'm looking at my notes, because I know people are going to say she rambles, she doesn't have notes. I have notes. I'm just long-winded. I have notes. I'm just long-winded. And that's the other reason why I like having the channel, is because my wife is tired of me talking. She's like, you talk too much. And so it's nice to have, like, you know, I could just sit here and talk however long I want, because, you know, you guys can just stop watching or fast forward or whatever. But my wife is not going to let me talk for however long I've been doing this video now. So anyway, so there's that. To try to do something different. So like I said earlier, like one of the first things that I did, I don't know if it was unique, but it was definitely not as common as it is now, where I did a full sort of review about the book, the paper quality, the binding, all that other stuff, when I talked about, you know, all that other stuff in the videos. When I started doing my videos, that wasn't really as common as it is now. So it wasn't really as common. The other thing that I am proud of, and I am going to sort of brag about, is I was the first YouTube channel to actually do a tutorial on how to use watercolor in coloring books. And that was awesome. And I'm so proud of that. So that I am proud of, and that I will brag about. So there's that. So that's to try to do something that's a little bit interesting. And that's where the luck thing comes into, because, you know, part of what I have found, in my life and in this channel too, but, especially in life, is, you know, part of success is when, you know, it's being able to spot an opportunity, that may come by chance, and just take it and run with it and utilize it to the best of your ability. So I've tried to do that with this channel. You know, sometimes I have failed. Sometimes I haven't really done as much as I would have liked in this level or in that level. But for the most part, I feel like I've really tried to, if I see an opportunity, to take it. So there's that. And that leads me to my next point, is, to focus on content, but also to enjoy it, because, like I said, adult coloring has started to wane a little bit, but I'm still here. I enjoy this. I like doing this. You guys like watching, which is crazy to me that people are, there's probably somebody that's still watching me, and I'm literally just talking. I mean, I have notes, but I'm literally just talking, and there's somebody that's still watching. And that's amazing to me, but, you know, but there's a certain point of just enjoying it, because you never know. Like, so so there's a certain amount of that. So if you have a channel, or you're thinking about setting up a channel, definitely enjoy it and do what you love. And of course, listen to my fans. That's right here. Listen to fans. I love you guys. I appreciate you guys so much. I listen to you guys. I try to do what you guys want to see. This is something that I felt I had to do, this video, thanking you guys, talking about my process, in part because I feel like it might come up more, and in part because I just wanted to thank you guys, and I wanted you guys to hear, and to see my sincere gratitude, even if I'm not facing the exact, the exact place, because this phone, and just to get your opinion on all the various topics that I talked about throughout this video. So, just to summarize, 2016 was about working on affordable art supplies. 2017 was about working on affordable art supplies. 2018, I'm going to try to focus on tutorials. I am considering setting up an Indiegogo or GoFundMe to fund specific purchases for specific items that I will use to improve the channel in specific ways. In the meantime, I have been using the Amazon wishlist, Patreon, and most recently set up a coffee account to help fund the sort of day-to-day expenses of the channel. And that has made a big difference in my life, and it has made me feel a lot more secure. And it's generally just improved my quality of life. And I hope that you guys have seen an improvement in the videos. The other thing, one of the goals that I have on Patreon is P.O. boxes around here are so expensive. I know literally everybody on YouTube has a P.O. box, and I'm the only one that doesn't. And part of it is that P.O. boxes around here are super expensive. And I've talked to other people, and they're like, oh yeah, it's like $40 for, for 6 months or whatever, or $40 for 3 months. Over here, it's it's 100 plus, and then that's only for the little thing that can only hold letters, and you got to go in and get your packages. But I'd like to do that because I know people sometimes want to send in either letters or whatever it is that people want to send in, and that would be another way for us to communicate. So that's one of the levels over on Patreon. So if that would be a great sort of step up and a great sort of addition. But anyway, so I think that's it. I appreciate you guys taking the time to spend 15, 20, sometimes 30 minutes with me. And I can't even. So anyway, so thank you guys so much. Thank you to the patrons. Thank you to everybody who's subscribed, who's commented, who's been supportive. And I just totally appreciate you guys. And one last thing, I'm so glad I put this here. I went to my wife's high school best friend's party a few days ago, and they have like a bar with all sorts of drinks in their house. And so one of the things that they had was they had some Grand Marnier, if you guys can see Grand Marnier, or you can use triple sec. And I sort of did this drink, and I think there's probably a famous name for it, but I've been enjoying it. So I thought you guys might like it for, if you guys are going to be drinking for New Year's Eve. It's a half ounce of Grand Marnier, or any triple sec will work, but I like Grand Marnier because it's a very strong flavor. But any triple sec will work. 2 ounces of vodka and 8 ounces of lemonade. You put that in with some ice, you stir, and it's so delicious. It is so delicious. And it doesn't feel like it's got a lot of punch to it, but it's a very strong drink. You have 2 of those, you'll be a woo girl in no time. So, or a woo guy, you'll be woo in no time. So I thought I would share that as my little holiday thing. So I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas. I hope you guys are having a lovely Kwanzaa. If you celebrate Kwanzaa, I hope you guys had a lovely Hanukkah, and I wish you guys a wonderful, blessed, everything new year. And I will see you guys in 2018. I can't believe it's almost 2018. It's crazy. And I will see you guys in 2018 with another coloring / art video. And thank you guys for staying as I talked on and on and on about stuff. Thank you. Bye.
Why can't you two share?
Hit pause. Listen to the show, hit pause.
I'm watching a different show. Oh Lord. This is not gonna end well. Oh, oh, look at her. Oh. Oh, Bella.